Hey, what's up, Sports Talk Detroit? Now we are going to do this fun thing with a mock draft. The NBA season only has a few weeks left. Chris, we're almost to the end. It's already time to start thinking about next year. The Pistons have officially been eliminated from the playoffs for a week or two now. So I think it's only fair that we start doing some mock draft stuff. They love it on this channel for the Lions. Let's do the Pistons because the future is bright. Now, here's this cool thing. Tankathon has a whole thing that you can run and you can sim the lottery, which we're going to do in a minute. And we're just going to see what kind of luck we get. We're going to keep doing this maybe each week, maybe every couple of weeks, and just see what kind of luck the Pistons are going to be getting for our mock drafts. We're going to will it into existence another top 3 pick. Think we can get it?
Let's do it. Here we go. I'm just going to hit
sim that lottery, hit that bad boy. All right. Oh, and we got the 3rd pick.
Take it.
All right. So here's my question, Chris. And this is the thing that I think is a little bit different. So there's been some stuff, some people moving and grooving, guys moving up the board, moving down the board. They have Chet going 1. He seems to be the unanimous number 1 right now, which I don't personally fully understand at 7 foot, 195. I think I'd rather have Jabari Smith, but they have Chet 1, Jabari 2. I guess it doesn't matter because it goes to us at 3 with Paolo Banchero. Is that where you'd go? Would you go him? Would you go Ivy? What are you thinking at number 3 if you have it?
Well, I love Ivy. But my question for you would be, do we have room for Ivy, or like, would you be okay with Ivy?
Yeah, I think as the team is currently comprised, Ivy might fit better. Because I think what we've started to see is pretty clearly that Killian Hayes, while he is starting to show improvements, unless he can develop a jump shot, we don't have a starting caliber guard in Killian Hayes right now. And that might take a little longer than we were hoping it would. So if you want to speed up this timeline, you bring Ivy in, and all of a sudden, boom, he starts next to Cade Cunningham, takes some of the scoring load off him. Cunningham can continue to have the ball in his hands, and you keep the team as is. So you have Cunningham, Ivy, Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant, Isaiah Stewart, or however you want to play that next year. If Isaiah Stewart's still your starting 5,
because that's where you look at Cade is so smooth. He's so smooth with the ball, and then Jaden Ivey is more Russell Westbrook, hard, kind of slasher, aggressive, and it's like,
just a pure scorer.
Yeah, just I'm going to the rim and I'll see you there. Yeah. And it's like, okay, you got him in there. You were spreading the floor. I like it.
And it's not just that. By the way, these are the pure 36. So when you're like, hey, Ivy's not averaging 20.3. No, he's averaging 17 something, but that's because it's the per 36 right now. So don't freak out, everybody. But I just noticed that too. But I think the other thing to talk about with Ivy is the biggest concern on him is he can he run the point? Can he be a point guard? But here he doesn't have to be. Yeah. So you have length in the backcourt. Both guys can shoot it pretty well. Both guys know how to get their own bucket. I mean, that'd be a scary backcourt. And then when you combine that with Steve Bay, who just went off for 51, and Jeremy Grant and his defensive presence, I mean, like, that could be a team that's ready to compete sooner than later. So, but you asked if Ivy fit. What about Banchero? Yeah. He doesn't fit immediately, like, as well, because he's shooting okay. I think he's only like 30% regressing from 3. He is a bucket on the inside. He's a bucket on the inside, but he's not this guy. I mean, he's 6'10", 250. He's a big, big dude, but I think he's a 4. I think he's a power forward. So that one is a little more interesting, because then what do you do with Jeremy Grant? What do you do with Jeremy Grant? And there's a lot of other things that have to be asked at that moment too. So,
yeah, let me hit it again and just see what a different scenario.
Do another one?
Oh, yeah, let's hit another one.
Bonus, everybody. Here we go.
Oh, 5.
4, 5. Oh, I don't like that. I would take Keegan Murray over AJ Griffin. I really would.
Okay.
And the only reason I say that is he's up to shooting like almost 40% from 3-point. Like early in the season, he was only shooting like 32% through like 15 games. And then he has just been on fire from 3 over the back half of the season to get his percentage all the way up almost to 40. He can score at every single level. A lot of people are starting to put Keegan Murray ahead of Paolo Banchero, even in putting him in that top 3 category. I really like him.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is it still there for a minute was the top 4 and then everybody else? Is it maybe a few more guys or less guys in that top?
Yeah, I think it's kind of separated into a top 2. I think Chet and Jabari are one and 2, and depending on who you talk to, they flip flop it. And then there's kind of a group of 3 after that. It used to be the big 3, and Paolo is in the big 3. I think for me at least, he's kind of slid back into that with Keegan Murray, with Jaden Ivey, and I think that there's other people, and I would even say Benedict Mathurin can get himself close into that top 5. It just kind of depends how things finish. Mathurin is just a freak athlete. He can shoot well, like 38% from 3. And, but he's more of a straight line scorer too. He doesn't have as much wiggle to his game as like Jaden Ivey does.
Yeah.
And not as much. And Johnny Davis is in there too. He could be a problem if he gets a jump shot. Problem is he doesn't 32.5 from 3. Like, you can't sit here and tell you can shoot. Like, yeah, I mean, he can, maybe it's a project. Like, yeah. I mean, he's not ready-made, a ready-made shooter like a Jabari Smith, who's probably the best shooter in this draft, a Keegan Murray, AJ Griffin, the Duke can shoot. He's got the most upside. AJ Griffin, not the most upside, but he has the most to go. Let me put it that way. He's as close to his floor of anybody, I think.
Do we need, when in doubt, do we need like a shooter, or do we need somebody that can create their own shot?
Shooter.
Okay.
That's in my opinion. We have Cade that can create shots for people. Killian Hayes can create shots for other people. I think we need a walking bucket. Like, if we're number 1, I'm going Jabari Smith as it stands right now. We still have a little basketball to be played, and we have some more combine results to see if they do it. But right now,
that's what, okay.
But I'm honestly, I at first was like, we need to be in the top 3. I think top 5.
Okay.
I think top 5.
And that's huge.
Good player.
That's huge. Let me just
top
do
3
one.
Might be transcendent. So
yeah. Okay. Let me do one more just for fun, just to see where we might
go on. Look at, he can't stop. It's
oh, there we go.
Number 2. Please, if the Pacers get 1 and they take Chet Holmgren, I'm gonna thank them, because here's the thing. I think Chet has the highest ceiling. We all know that, but that frame, that size, while he's unbelievably good, averages like 4+ blocks a game. Like, which is insane. Like, he can't be a good post defender because he's
right.
Yeah. So for me, when I look at Jabari Smith, or not Jabari, I think of a guy that's like, is that Kevin Durant in the future? Yeah. Like, when I think of Jabari Smith, I'm like, is that Kevin Durant? Because he's got that high release point. He's shooting at a sweet clip, 40%, something like that, from downtown. Like, he's smooth. And So,
no,
I mean, I think all those are good. So you're not going to push it one more time, are you?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good now.
We're not going to do it 3 times every time.
Yeah, I love it. I just wanted to get some different ideas and some thoughts, and just kind of see how different it is. And man, one position changes everything. And we do have some specific needs. The last one's ideal.
Guys like Keegan Murray, Jaden Ivey, you're like, yeah, I think they could be good. And there'll be a quality starter most likely, but then you get a guy like Jabari Smith and you're like, oh, could you pair him with Cade and all of a sudden we're a championship contending team in a few years? Maybe.
Right.
So it does make a big difference. Big difference. Yep. So
cool. No, all good now. Yep.
Getting us out of here. Hey, if you kept watching, thank you so much. Hey, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. That's huge for us. We really appreciate it. And we appreciate you watching our videos. So stay tuned for more on your Pistons, on your Lions. Go Pistons. See ya.
See ya.